Good morning, everybody. You're the first people I've talked to so far. Okay, I'm on my second and last cup of coffee here, and this morning, that is Folgers, made in my French press. It has half and half in it, and it has what's left of a squirt of chocolate, but I didn't put more in the second cup. Do you know what I mean? So, a squirt of chocolate, meaning the Ghirardelli's chocolate dark syrup. Num num num. I had also a salty sweet breakfast. It was a toasted English muffin with low sugar, like it matters after the chocolate, low sugar raspberry jam, and then I sliced up some sausage and put it on there. It's kind of a salty sweet taste. I liked it a lot. I could have eaten 4 of them, but I ate one. The reason you're staring at this is I have a list to do today, and you'll see. Here, I'll just lay it here. I got to bathe Joy Bell. Joy Bell is my little girl toy poodle, and she needs to be bathed more than her counterpart, the male here, because she has issues with the way her body accepts things she should not eat. I've been a terrible, terrible person in feeding her from the table, feeding her from whatever I'm eating, and she just can't have that kind of thing. So she's been on now for about 3 weeks. She's been on nothing but chicken, rice, nothing from the table, unless it's like a piece of fruit, like she likes apple, just stuff like that. Anyway, I have to bathe her to keep her skin in check. Long story short, I got to fold some laundry. That is not a long story short. That's just a long look. You would think I wouldn't have that much laundry, but I do. So I'm going to watch the news later and fold laundry at the same time. Not that the news is great. I'm so sorry for what's happened at another school shooting. I put here bake a cake because it's a cooler day today. Praise the Lord, it's a cooler day today. It has been over 90 for days and days and days. We could have thunderstorms. Probably not, because we don't have them often here in the Pacific Northwest where I am in my area. It's the wrong climate, but when it happens, everybody's so excited. I think instead I'm going to make this recipe. It's my husband's favorite cookie, my father's favorite cookie, and it always reminds me of something to do for autumn-ish. What are they called? Honey Ginger Snaps. I bought this book back when I sold Avon in the mid-90s. Anyway, they come out chewy and sweet and spicy, like a spice cookie, really, but with a sweet from the honey. It's all that, really it is. Mostly a favorite of grown men for some reason. I mean, women like them too, obviously. It's not a big difference in our palates, but for some reason, this is a draw to men, and kids are like, meh, got any chocolate chips? Because I've got grown kids, but I remember. Okay, what else am I doing? Here's that list again. So I'm not going to bake a cake. I'm going to do cookies. I need to scrub the outside of my refrigerator. When I was getting stuff put away after dinner last night, I was like, gross. How about we remove some of this, whatever it is, off the handles, and you know how it gets. Maybe you don't. Anyway, I'm going to do the fridge, not the shelves, but the door shelves, because I was also, last night at the same time, pitching things that needed to be gotten rid of because they were out of date. Like, there are things that I use so seldom that I don't notice they're going out of date. So anyway, I'm trying to think of something. Tartar sauce, that's something I threw away. Anyway, stuff like that. I need to wash down those shelves. And then I'm going to do something fun, and my fun is going to be making more ATC cards. This morning when I got up, first thing I did was to go into the bathroom. I turned on the faucet. Well, I went to turn on the faucet. Oh, there was a big, hairy spider in the kitchen sink. I mean, the kind we have here in the Northwest. He showed up right on time. It or she. She didn't say before she went down the drain, the poor thing. Anyway, don't come at me. These are not average house spiders. See the opening to that coffee cup? He's not quite that big, but almost. And they get up on their haunches when they see you, and they put up their dukes, literally, like they're going to jump. And I think they do jump. They may. I've never given them time. They come in right on time, just about this time of year, because they're looking for shelter. And this is not where they're going to find it. Okay, I'm sorry. Told you about breakfast. I watched a few videos this morning. Had a ball doing that. I always like to have my coffee and breakfast and watch what's going on with you all in your lives. If anybody put up a video. So yesterday I did some ATCs. If you don't know what an ATC is, it is an artist trading card. And this is my book for this year. So I joined a collab at Penny's Crafty Creations where we make one a week. So that's the plan, one a week. And these are in the shape of, I don't know if it's 3.5 by 2.5. It might be another shape. It's a playing card shape, like a poker card or a Go Fish card, any of those cards. And we decorate it for this season, for what's ever in our mind. So this is the last of summer and fall, going into fall, and I think I've shown all of these. And this is the one I did yesterday. You know, we're supposed to have 52 cards, one a week at the end of the year. I'll count these, but I think I have about 150, and I've taken out the ones I didn't like pretty much. Okay, so this is sort of summer going into autumn. I used green cardstock. I took, let's see. Oh, ow, ow, oh, my arthritis in my elbow is killing me. Also an autumn thing. I took some ink. I keep my daubers for my ink in here. I love it. I no longer use the round ones that look like a meat mallet. That's just too much. I don't do big things. Anyway, I took some brown and black and I went around the edges to make it look pop out. Just a little bit of twine or string or whatever here in orange and white. And these came from Just Donna Maria. These leaves look kind of autumnish. That's a paper doily. I only have about 100 of these in different styles. And that's some washi tape with some pumpkin spice latte and leaves, and called her good. Now the idea is that you would turn this over and you would put some information, like it would say, Kendra lives in Washington State, has 5 grown children, married to a merchant mariner, Christian in faith, loves coffee, thunderstorms, and dogs. How about that? All right, so, and then you trade them with people, and they give you one and you give them one, and they don't cost much to mail. I know I see people fussing sometimes about, well, it's too heavy to mail with one stamp, and at this point in my life, I'm not worried about spending money on stamps. I'm not saying we've got money. I'm just saying a stamp is not going to kill me. What's going to kill me is when I try to buy my laundry soap or you know, a roast. That's going to kill me. Those prices, I'll tell you what. Okay, I'm going to put this right here in this hole. All right, this is the back of the book, and I've tried to put the Christmas ones that I've done already at the back of the book, and I only have 3 that I remember. I might find more. So for whatever reason, I kind of was in the mood to do this. You can do whatever you want to these ATCs, and this is a loose sticker like a gift. And then joy, 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 and I love this one the best. Okay, so that's 3. I left more room for Christmas. Sorry if this is taking so long, you guys. Okay, here's an autumn, and I just did that recently and I showed it to everyone. These are summer, the last of summer. There's that apple one. Got an owl, more owls. Autumn, an empty page for more autumn, more empty pages for autumn. We have Little Girl, Alice in Wonderland, Summer, Summer, Summer. These are all summer. So you just do them in whatever, and here's the back of a bunch of them. More summer, there's camping, Snoopy's got a guitar, flowers, fish, vintagey, July. I did this one in July, obviously. More summer, I came into I got it from a garage sale. I got a bunch of these kind of things and cut them out of the card, I think is where I got them. And that's why you'll see a few of the peanut characters. This one was done in June, obviously. So I guess I'm averaging 1 or 1.5 a month, maybe, pages. So this is July. I enjoyed doing that one. I liked that one. I liked this one a lot. And then there's these. We got some of this, you know. I'm thinking we're in early summer or spring here. I liked this one a lot. See, some of them are sideways and some of them are up and down, so it's hard for you to see well. And spring, that was a piece of like metal for a dangly, and I just stuck it on there. A frog. He's trying to, I like that one too, trying to catch a dragonfly. A dragonfly will eat you, frog. Oh, something fell out. I don't know where this fell out, but it was loose, so I need to stick it in there. And this was spring, obviously. That's a wooden, white wooden from the Dollar Tree, and then I colored him, and I put a cotton ball on his tail there, some bees, some strawberries. I believe I cut that off of a Little Debbie treat box, like a strawberry roll or something. I don't know. And then that, I scrubbed off this to make it look older, maybe. Some vintage children, more butterflies, bees. Baseball season. I love sports. Baseball, football. I texted my husband yesterday and tried to pull a fast one. I texted him and I said, I'm just shaking. I don't know what to do. I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't know when or where because I saw somebody else do that online. And he said, is this about Travis and Taylor? I said, oh, I can never trick you. Anyway, and that's true, I can never trick him. But anyway, yeah, whatever. I'm more into football than I am Travis and Taylor, but I thought it was funny. I'm so funny. These are upside down. These flowers were supposed to be hyacinth, and they should have been small on the top and big on the bottom. Is that part of being a little bit dyslexic or something? I don't know. Then these, I love that. I cut that off a honey jar. They had already written local honey, and I just made it darker, wildflower, so you can see how much it weighed. Got this, I think, at the farmer's market, and then I colored in the bee. I just loved how it turned out. I love to use trash that I would have thrown away, you know. And then I got these danglies, and I did another bee, and here's another strawberry. That was for a patch for clothing. Got that from a lady that was giving away all her old crafting stuff. I'm sorry. And more bees. Do something special. And more spring bunnies. So I was so proud of myself for using trash again. The Easter eggs are the top of a deodorant, stick deodorant, like Lady's Secret or something. And then I just kind of brushed in the color around it. I loved it when something works out. Easter, spring. I'll just have so much fun. This is all obviously St. Patrick's Day and Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras. It's hard for a Baptist to come up with those words. What do you call that? The first time I ever saw the word Monsignor, I was reading it, and I was with my very best friend in junior high school, Elizabeth, and I said Monsignor and kept going. And she said, what? Oh, no, that's Monsignor. And then we had a discussion about the what that is. And like, we don't have those at the Baptist church. Anyway, I had fun with these. Okay, and then St. Patrick's Day. We're coming to the beginning of the year. We're in the first quarter of the year. I loved that. What did I put on there? Let all that you do be done in love. Isn't that sweet? So like I said, I threw away the ones I didn't like. And that's just all it is. I don't keep what I don't like. Yeah, March vibes, baby. Cut that out of a book. I had a bunch of keys and used a bunch of them over the months. Okay, and then there's Nothing Loved Is Ever Lost, and that was hard plastic. Don't remember where I got it, but have a bunch of that kind of stuff. And then the rickrack, flowers, birds. Coming up on Valentine's Day. What does this say? Joy. Oh, I love that little elephant. For sure, Valentine's Day. What does that say? You had me at hello. She's making Valentine dessert. And it says, with all my heart. The best is yet to be. And this is about as artsy as I get. I tore up some paper, but I don't do it as well, I feel like, as some people. So mine are more simple. Like, there are other people's art put together in different ways. Other people's art. There are other, like, store-bought stuff. I didn't create pieces myself. Only 2 of us in this house don't play guitar, and I'm one of them. Mad Hatter. This is the first page. This was Christmas, and I did not make this one. This is the only one I didn't make, and this was a gift from Just Donna Maria. And I thought, we did a collab, I did a collab and she did it, as a part of it. And it was called Wanna Build a Snowman. Do you want to build a snowman? So here's my snowman. And here's art. And then 2025, that was January. Obviously. Be still, it says. I did like this one. I did this one. Sometimes I get lucky. And so, there you have it. That is, I didn't count them. All right, 173 total so far. And I can't imagine I'll slow down because my favorite season is coming up now to do autumn, Thanksgiving, Christmas, harvest, all of those. So there we have it. I'm going to let you go because I've yammered on too long, way too long. I appreciate everybody that watched. And if you've never thought to subscribe, I would love it if you did. I like to get to know new friends. And you can get to know my mess that is my kitchen table. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye. All right, either that's his brother or he can swim because I flushed him down that drain.